Welcome. In this video, I'm going to talk about three things: impressions, expectations, and reality. So let's get it. Impressions, the size of the exterior, the size of the interior, and the height of the vehicle I just purchased. It seems smaller from outside, and for years I thought this is just a normal SUV, but in reality, this is a full-size SUV. That doesn't mean that it's the biggest out there. If you think about US car market that I grew up with, is you have Nissan Armada, you have like Ford Expedition, Jeep Wagoneer, you have GMC Yukon, and so on. Like it's more than that. Those are bigger than my Volvo XC90, right? Especially if you get the long wheelbases on those models. Unfortunately, you can't do this. You don't have this as an option for a Volvo XC90. But those cars, even with a normal wheelbase, they have longer rear ends, right? Nonetheless, Volvo XC90 is a full-size SUV. It has a third row of seats, which are less to never used. The wheels on my XC90 are just 19-inch wheels. And if you take a look from, a bit of a distance, you'll think they look just like normal regular wheels on cars, right? But if you get closer, then you start realizing how big they are. Then you have the interior, which is way over expectations, especially in the height. I'm not a tall guy. I'm just 6 feet or 6'1". I'm not sure exactly how is it in the Imperial system, but I'm 185 centimeters tall. So pretty much a regular guy. But in my Volvo V60, the car previously had, or even in my C70, right, I was constantly hitting the roof or the edge of the door seal, right? Every time I was going in or out of the car, or even when I was just driving around with the chair being in the normal position for myself. Then when I jumped in the XC90, I was a bit shocked. Not only that I don't touch the roof, but even when the chair is in the highest position, I'm still inches away from the roof. And then it's the length of it, of this interior that looks like a tunnel. When you get at the back of it, half of the car is cargo space. When you put the third row chairs down, that's what I do. That's how I do it, because I don't need the two chairs in the back. So I can fit loads of stuff even after I'm adding my subwoofer. It's insane. It's crazy. Now, the height. As I said before, this is my first SUV ever. Before, I've only had cars, and when it comes to maintaining them, I've used a normal jack on wheels, which was low enough to go under my cars, but also to lift them high enough to take the wheels off the ground. Now, I'm not sure if those jacks are enough even to lift the car for a tiny bit, because they surely won't lift any wheels off the ground. Now, let's get to point number 2 of the video, which is expectations. For some reason, I thought the car would be faster than it is. I knew even before I bought it, I cannot compare it with a 3-liter inline-6 petrol engine that has just over 300 brake horsepower, which is quicker to throttle response and weighs about 400 kilos less. But I was expecting it to be a bit quicker, a bit faster than it is. Being all-wheel drive, a diesel, and having lots of torque because of the, it's a diesel engine, I really thought will be a bit quicker. On another hand, I don't know how, but it's more stable and less body roll in turns than the V60, which is supposed to be a sports estate car, right? And finally, I really thought this will be as sturdy, well on point as the V60 was when I bought it. Now, the reality strikes me, and after a month of driving it daily, I can say a few things. Let's start with A. It cannot be as the V60 was when I bought it for 2 reasons. 1 is a total different car, and 2 is just as old as my V60 is now. When I bought the V60 was 8 years old car, but when I bought the XC90 is a 13-year-old car. Point B, it has hidden problems that the dash won't show, but I've shown them to you in my last video. If you didn't see it, I'll leave a link in the description so you can just click on it and watch it. And the point C is literally broke down the very next day after I purchased it, and I will show that in a future video. Because of that, I took a closer look to almost the entire car, and found that the front brake discs have a small lip on the edge, and we all know that's not great. The calipers are kind of seized a bit and put some restraints on the engine overall, the car itself, the drivetrain, right? So even if you leave it going downhill, it doesn't roll as it should. If you put it on neutral, it doesn't roll as it should, especially that is 2.2 tons car. It should catch big speed really quick, right? But it doesn't. So that's because of the calipers, like I said. And by the way, I hit them a bit with a hammer, and the next day the car was rolling a bit nicer, which takes me to what I said. They are a bit seized. Then it's the accessory belt and or the alternator that is making noise every time I'm starting the car. When I'm driving, I can't really hear it, but every time I'm starting the car, the noise is there. Another issue is one of the charge pipes broke off and was masked with a hose. The hose was going over the broken pipe. And I found those errors in the ECM in the last video, like I said, and I showed you. So, you know, there's a number of issues that I found with the car. Now, after seeing all that, I tried to take the car back and get my V60 back because, you know, of all the problems. At least my V60 was in a better condition. But it was too little too late, and didn't notice when the time flew. So my plans with this car are to fix everything to normal standards, to upgrade the sound system in the car and enjoy it as much as possible. All of these are bringing me to ask for help. When it comes to the alternator, the XC90 has a stock alternator with 160 amps, and I need to change it with at least 200 amps alternator, you know, for the music upgrades and stuff. I need more power, right? I've been searching everywhere and I can't find such an alternator that fits in the OEM spot in my car. So I will need to have a custom bracket made for whatever alternator I will decide to add. I think that's the best option, but you tell me. If you're a skilled guy in these kind of things, like making custom brackets and stuff, or you know someone that is, please reach out to me and we'll have a chat. Please, I really need that. Otherwise, I can't upgrade the music because it will damage my alternator and, you know, other parts of the car. Thank you very much in advance. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.